Oh hey interwebs, I'm Folly, and this is my first video on this channel, so I figured I'd make it a little more personal before getting into lore and Legion based videos, and to do that, I'm bringing you my top zones from each expansion. This list is completely chronological and it's based on my opinion and my experiences with the zone. So with that out of the way, let's dive in. Number 1. First up, we have the Barrens from Vanilla WoW. Not the Cataclysm revamp that's been split into two, the classic version that was just one big, oversized litter box full of Chuck Norris, your mama jokes, and endless ganking. But the place holds a lot of good memories, at least for me. This was the first zone I saw after Mulgore with my shaman, when I really started to pay attention to quests. Helping the druids find out how to revitalize the Barrens and to stop the druids of the Fang by diving into that awful chasm known as Wailing Caverns was really exciting for me as a new player. Number 2. Don't get me wrong, I love Nagrand in TBC, but Zangarmarsh was the most beautiful zone I had ever seen. The dim-lit blue surroundings and the massive mushrooms made you feel small, and it was the first time you really felt like you were on an alien world. Hellfire Peninsula was similar to the Blasted Lands, so there was really nothing that was immersing you into the Burning Crusade. You still felt like you were kind of on Azeroth. But when you step into the fungal Zangarmarsh, you knew you were a long way from home. The story of the Naga was strong in the zone, and also House Serpent Shrine Caverns, one of the coolest raids at the time. Number 3. Oh, Wrath of the Lich King. This may be a generic answer, but let's be real. Storm Peaks was a zone that was just good. It was the first zone where flying was really required to complete the entire zone, and you can tell why. The zone was massive, and full of new lore about the Titans and the Old Gods, which I am disgustingly obsessed with. Learning about the Vykril and the Frost Giants was great as well. Helping the Titanic Watchers prior to exploring the greatest raid in all of history, Ulduar. I know, Karazhan was good too. I like Karazhan, but let's be real, Ulduar was great. It was frosty, it was cold looking, with great atmosphere and amazing storyline, and other than the Wrathgate, it was the first time I felt like my character impacted the story. Number 4. Okay, first things first. Yes, Vashj'ir had its problems, like the hitbox and, XYZ angles and all that shenanigans, but that's besides the point. If you look past that, you can see in a beautiful and amazing zone. This was my chosen starting zone for Kata, and after going back at level 85 to do Hyjal, I was really happy with my choice. It may have been cumbersome at first, but when you get to see the story of Neptulon and the Naga, it was awesome. That quest line that you play as the Naga to see what happened in the past was amazingly done. You can't go wrong with it. This was also the first time you really quest with General Nazgrim that I can remember, helping cement him as a character for those who didn't already know him. The zone size was huge, but it was broken up, so you move through it fluidly. Fluidly, water zone, get it? And when you finally end up at the Abyssal Maw that leads to the elemental plane of water, that was cool, diving into an actual maelstrom. Also, running on the seafloor was pretty neat. Number 5. I was really conflicted with Mists of Pandaria. Not because I disliked it, but I just didn't know which zone to pick. I ended up going with Valley of Four Winds over Isle of Thunder because Isle of Thunder was patched in and not an initial release zone, so Valley kind of won by default. But Isle of Thunder would have won for all those people who might want to rage at me. This zone is a beautiful zone. It reminded me of Mulgore with its green and tan rolling fields. This is also the first time we really see the Mantid, who were one of my favorite villain races to ever come into the game, as they break through that wall and you have to fight them back with the Shadow Pan. It also had the Tillers, which is a really cool little fun storyline. Number 6. Nagrand ended up taking the prize for Warlords, but only because I wanted to choose a zone that both factions saw in equal parts, as far as story goes. Frostfire Ridge was my first choice, but since Alliance don't get to experience, doesn't really count. So Nagrand, it's such an awesome, great zone that they actually had to make it twice. Seeing the zone intact and untouched was really cool, as well as, finally ending Garrosh's storyline and watching that brutal cinematic where Thrall electric chairs the living crap out of him. So awesome sauce. Alright, that's the end of this little list of top zones from each expansion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you did. Drop a comment below and let me know what zones you actually thought were the best. Maybe you like mine. Maybe you had your own opinions and you kind of want to get a little rhetoric argument going on. That'd be cool. Hit the subscribe button and keep your eyes open for plenty more videos coming from me. See you later, everybody.